Hey, what's up? Desmond here. So it's been a while since I've done a video like this, and today I've got two very special guests. I've got Crystal and I've got Sarah, and you're 22.
Yes.
And she's 18. So if you think about it, a lot of people ask me questions about young entrepreneurship because they know I started very young at the age of 15 years old. And I feel like the world has changed so much, especially when it comes to approach of technology, approach of marketing, approach of business. So I brought two young ladies here, very talented, very, very opposite of what the world is right now. And I think this will be a great segment for all of you to really learn from two young entrepreneurs here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So Crystal and Sarah, welcome to the set. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good. So now before we get started, you come to one of my signature programs, and you two came actually, right? So very seldom do families send two kids to come. One kid is already a very big expense to come to one of my programs because it's not cheap, right? But they send both of you to come, and what's interesting is that one of them are extrovert and one of them are introvert, right? Yeah. So Crystal, why don't you start by introducing yourself a little bit?
Hi, I'm Crystal, and I'm actually a final student in INTI marketing. I'm in a marketing major. So actually, when my mom brought me to PMP preview, I was like, oh shit, there's something like that. And then my first time I was like, consulting service, like what the hell is that? It sounds very new to me.
Right.
And then my mom was like, she want to come, but then I'm like, please, I want to go because I want to know what is it.
So your mom was the one that wanted to come,
yes.
And then you were like, I want to come.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and how did your sister get into this?
My sister was actually, my mom asked her to come.
Okay.
To learn it.
Okay.
And then I just stay at home, then I just learn from her. Then I was like, no, I want to go and do it because I know it's something that you can see in the future that is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And also because I think Malaysia business world, there's lack of something like this to help businesses to be known outside there.
Okay. Sarah, what do you think about this?
Oh yeah, to me, right, it's because like they are not exposed. They are worried that it might not work. That's why they are afraid to take this path. They were willing to try in traditional media like newspapers instead of social media because they are afraid of.
Why do you think they prefer like traditional medium over modern medium that everyone is using?
Maybe it's because like they are afraid that there will not be any results.
Okay, because would you say that maybe because they're trying something new and something they're not used to?
Yeah, that's true. Because they are trying something new that they didn't know. Because most entrepreneurs are quite elderly. That's why they don't know actually social media can help them because it's new to them. Yeah,
but the fact about the definition of entrepreneurship really is about trying something new all the time, innovating and taking risks, isn't it? It's so funny that there's such a big group of entrepreneurs in Malaysia that's still thinking that printing out flyers still work better than Facebook ads. Yes. It's crazy, isn't it? Think about that. Okay, Crystal, I want to ask you a question right now. You are 22 years old.
Yes.
Did you finish university yet?
I'm still at the midst of finishing it.
Okay, so she's about to finish it. One of the things that we notice, because we hire people around your age and we also work with people around your age, one of the biggest issues that we notice is that, I don't want to generalize everybody, and this doesn't apply to everybody. Some, or maybe a majority of the people around your age, they can be quite entitled in a way that they feel like jobs should be given to them, and not just jobs but high-paying jobs, right? And wealth should go to them. The government should be the one that sponsors them to do whatever they want to do, right?
Yes.
Like what is your thought about this? Because I've always grown up that if you want to do something, you gotta earn it.
Actually, when I thought of it, last time I was like, never mind, just because when people say, Crystal, after when you grow up, what do you want to do? I was like, I really don't know. Because I wanted to help people, and also that time that makes me happy. But then I always see people like they work for people and then they get super lethargic and they hated their job.
You're talking about employees, right? People that work for other people?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I said I really don't know because I don't want to work like them, like work like a dog like that. Yeah. I want to work with my own free time. That means I do what I like to do and also at the same time help people.
And the only way you can do that is in business, to be in business, right? So because is that the reason why you decided to do business instead of wanting to be an employee?
Actually there is, because I don't like to work under people's maneuver. People will maneuver you over, and then sometimes you're very unlucky, you get VSS and then you no job. I don't want to be like that. I want to be the one who control what I want to do.
Right. So you are more of a leader person. Like in school activity, like groups, do you tend to be the person that voice out the most?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're a leader.
I'm
So
a bit more optimistic because actually when my
Yeah.
sister feel very down about all the process, she was like, no, don't worry, just go and do it. You can one.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, in business we call like this relationship. We have what we call a pioneer or visionary, someone who is a leader that is trying to push the project ahead and make it happen. And then it's very important to have a second person by your side. We call that a supporter, someone that supports, because just having you is not enough. And what I like about this is that they have this yin and yang energy, which is very good. But you know, Sarah, I want to ask you this question here. Like your sister seems like the person that goes out there and close deals. She's the one that's loudest in the room, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
Like how do you feel being her supporter?
Actually, I'm used to that, I would say, because not to say like every leader have to be every successful team, there's like a big team behind them.
Right.
The leaders stood up, yes they are, but we are also quite important to them because a person can't do everything by themselves. They have to leverage other people or
Right.
ask people to do this thing for them. And moreover, we are sisters, right? So our bonding is quite strong. So we know what we want. We also, without asking much, we also know what we actually want.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, like, again, you are 18, even younger, right? You just got into university, right? What makes you decide that you want to be involved in business at such a young age? Because people will say that you got to be 35 before you start a business. You got to have like $100,000 in your savings, and you got to have credits. You got to already have family before you start a business. Why start a business at such a young age?
I wanted to start a business even when I'm 18. I would say it's quite a young age. It's because that I don't want to be like, I don't want to be like under people's control too. I want to be the employer of myself. Although you will see like our team, I'm not like employer, I'm more like employee, but then I still give out ideas. I still like kind of like push something out. I still think of something out that help hold all the team to work. So it's kind of like I work by my free time. I won't be like from 9 to, you call it 9 to 5? It's not working like 9 to 5. It's like on my own pace.
Right. So I just think that a lot of people have this misconception that being an employee means you're really working like in an office. You wake up at like 6 o'clock and then you drive to the office, 1 hour traffic jam, and then you clock in at 9 and then you clock out at 5. But if you are an employer or an entrepreneur watching this, so one of the things that we do in our company is that you're not required to come to office unless you got something to do. Right? You're not here to warm the chair. You're here to, warm the financials for the company. I would say that, right? So the world is really changing, but yet there's a lot of Malaysian business not adapting yet. They still think that, hey, I don't care whether you're productive or not. You got to come to the office and you got to report at 9 o'clock, and then you got to get out of the office at 5 o'clock. In fact, in Malaysia, we're one of the countries where overtime is paid the less around this region of the world. I don't know if you know that, especially among young people, like they're treating young people like a slave. Right? And that's why there is this huge change in the mentality. Now, let's say you're supposed to advise like someone like you, like your age group, right? 18 to 22, still in university and college. They have this mentality that employee means working in the office from 9 until 5, right? What advice would you give them? And they don't have any idea, they don't have any money, they don't have any connection, they don't have a very supportive parent, because you guys had a very supportive parent, that's why you're here. But what if they don't have any of those, but they want to start a business and be like you? What advice would you give that person?
Just really step out of your comfort zone. Don't be a couch potato. Don't be such a covert person. Don't be such a PMP person. Just step out and do what you really want. Like, don't be like, you are close in. Don't be close in your own circle. That's not the right mentality. You must really dare to set up. Really.
But currently your circles are, I'm assuming, a lot of college friends, right?
Yeah.
So how do you change your circles right now?
Myself?
Yeah.
It's because I think it's because I have a different mentality as from my friend. I want to start a business because I have this mentality since I was quite young, because I don't want to work under people. So I wanted to have my own business together with my sister since young. That is why I'm there to step out of my circle. Because honestly speaking, before that, I was really afraid to go out of my circle.
Yeah, what's the reason for that fear?
It's because I'm afraid that I won't succeed. That's why I'm afraid to step out of the circle. But then my sister my family are supportive.
Right.
They told me that you just try. You didn't try, you didn't know. That is why I kind of like put my one feet out and then my another feet just follows.
Yeah. So, what about you, Crystal? You want to comment on that? Like, because she was saying that the circle of friends is very important. She stood out and become very different. What advice would you give to like people your age, but they are still, let's say, in university, in college, they're not sure what to do. They don't want to be employed. They don't want to have no control. What advice would you give them if they don't have anything like yours?
You must vision what you want to be in maybe next 10 years. Cannot be you say, oh, next 10 years I want to be somebody else, but not the real you. So you must be very determined and very enthusiastic of what you're doing right now, and then mix with friends that are more visionary. That means they can look at the potential of the future.
And do you have these friends in your groups of friends in university right now?
I would say it's like 30% of my friends are like that, but 70% are not. So it depends on who you mix with. If you mix
So who
with
do you like hanging out with?
Actually, I like to hang out with both because I can brainwash some of the 70%. It's not like that. But the 30%, you know what is outside there because they really go out and really seek for opportunities sometimes.
Okay. So yeah, like let's say if they have no money to get started, they have no support, right? What would you tell them to do? Because they want to start a business right away. What would you tell them to do?
No money, no support.
Yeah.
You support yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So
no money is an excuse actually. You can just start from your small little dream. The one little small step might give you a good results in the end.
Yeah, I totally agree. No money is just an excuse because I want to chime in there. A lot of people, they just say no money. It's the easiest way to stop doing something.
Yes.
It's the easiest way to tell people that, you know what, I couldn't do it, not because of me, but because of my circumstances. But I believe that you design your own destiny, right? And tell me, what do you want to do in the next like 5-10 years?
5-10 years, what do I want to do? I want to have a time that I can spend time with my family members.
Okay.
Yeah, spend time with my family members. At the same time, I can work on the go also. That means even though I go on a vacation, I can also work at the same time. So that means I don't neglect my family or neglect my job. I can do.
Yeah. So what are the goals are we talking about? Do you want to like be a millionaire? Do you want to like write a book and empower women? What do you want?
Writing a book is still very far from me, but be millionaire. Maybe at least 10 years later, is it you are saying 10 years? 5
to 10 years.
If 10 years, I want to be a millionaire. Yes.
Okay, you'll be 32. So, well, think about it. I made my first million at the age of 21, 1 year younger than you. So it's all possible, isn't it?
Yes.
Because today, internet is all really well connected. Like, what about you? 5 to 10 years from now, what do you foresee yourself? What you hope that you can achieve by then?
Actually, other than this, I hope that I could run other businesses.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted to do. And also, I also hope I could be a millionaire because I have a dream to bring my parents out, to bring my parents for a vacation, to bring my, to do charity. That is what my vision is actually.
So what I like is that both at a young age, they're thinking about helping more people, helping family, really not making money because they want to like buy the next Gucci or buy the next Supreme, but they want to make money so that they can sort of send cheers and happiness to the people around them. Like if you think about it, so many people get it wrong. Now, you came to my class, PMP, with like, I think 60 something to 70 people in the room, right?
Yes.
And you were put in a group with a bunch of adults as well. And then you see other adults playing the games in the class, doing the activities in the class. And I want to ask you, Sarah, what do you see? Because some people, they pretend to play. We call it pretend to play. Basically means people come in, they're supposed to do an activity without naming the activity, without describing the activity, because I want to keep it a surprise to the people who have not been to PMP yet. Why do you think some people pretend to do something, pretend to participate? Why don't they go all out?
Because they are afraid, I would say. They are really afraid of it. They're afraid that they can't do it. Or after what, how if people really want it, want their service? So how can, they're afraid, I would say, how can they provide them a better service? Yeah, they're afraid that they won't do really well. Yeah, that's why.
Crystal, what about you? What's your opinion on this particular topic?
I would say some of them are not brave enough to say a price.
But why do you think they are not brave?
Because of the environment that they are surrounding with, because they are already like around middle age. That means they have already some experience, working experience there. So
And a
in
lot
the
of connections
yeah,
too.
in the working experience, they heard what people say. All the small voices let them know, oh, this one, that one. Then they get influenced by it, and then they say, oh shit, like that. Then they just hold back and not brave enough to
So
say.
in the class we call it the little voices, the baggages that hold you back. Remember the angels and the demons are sitting, and the angel and the demon get stronger as you grow older based on your previous life experiences. So the longer you have lived, it's actually harder to start a business, not because of your age, but it's because the devil speaks louder to you. Okay, if you have not been to PMP, you might not know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so there's a age. Is it a factor in starting a business?
No, really no.
Okay.
Why would I say so? Because I was like, when I look at myself and then I look at the top YouTuber, it's a little kid. What they do is just promoting toys.
Yes.
And then they are already a business person where people will look for them, and they are top influencer of the world, and they earn the most in the YouTube platform. And then where I am, I will ask myself, I'm not even one step closer.
And I don't know if you know, like Malaysia has a lot of good entrepreneurs.
Yes.
But we are a country where we are starved of opportunities and we're starved of programs that generally help us. And but when Malaysians are given opportunities, they tend to thrive very, very well. I don't know if you all read the news. There's a lady who moved to Minneapolis in Minnesota. On Shark Tank, just raised about 3 million ringgit selling a light on a table. So if you think about that, I'm not saying that this is very special with Malaysian. I'm just saying that when we don't have opportunity, we create our own opportunity, or given just a little taste of an opportunity, we tend to thrive very, very well. So if you're in a country or in a city or in a situation where you feel like Desmond, my circumstances don't allow me to become successful, I think that's a very wrong mindset to look at it, because all you need is just one bright light, and if you take that bright light and you can do something about it. Now, lastly, before I end this interview, right, there's a lot of people watching this. It could be hundreds, could be thousands. I want to ask you a question, because I've interviewed some millionaires and billionaires, because you guys are different, young, fresh, excited, enthusiastic. What one piece of advice would you give to my audience?
Just hold back, you don't be too greedy. Things will automatically go to you. Like I was like thinking when I start, I was like, should I do this? Should I do that? I just said, never mind, just put there and just see how it goes. When it goes from there, I just leave all the money sense all behind, and then it automatically will come to me.
I like that. That's what we call an abundant mindset. In business, you cannot be thinking scarcely. Oh, I need to protect all my money. Oh, I need to save all my money. In business, you need to be abundant. You need to go into a sales meeting knowing that, hey, you know what? It will be honorable for you, the client, to be able to work with me. That's the mindset that we play with. And I like that. Can you believe that those words came out of a 22-year-old? So now let's see. Sarah, what last piece of advice would you offer?
I would say you must have a vision. Don't, not for yourself, but for the society. So that will actually push you to do and motivate you to do more. Instead of thinking of yourself. Because you might think, myself, this one also can no need one ma. But if your family, what if it's your family? Or my family need this, my family need that, the society need this. So this actually push you to be more successful actually.
Right. So this is where we talk about accountability, right? Being accountable to help the people around you, because you have a mission, you have an objective to really help the people around you, because it's easy to help yourself. Just get a job, you help yourself. But if you want to help the people around you, you got to be thinking bigger, and you got to be structuring everything bigger and make things a lot easier and bigger for yourself. Now, thank you so much for showing up, and thank you so much for doing this interview. If you guys like the content that we share like this, so make sure you subscribe. If this is on YouTube, subscribe and like the video. That's it. Bye, guys.
Bye.